We're getting the girls out today. So I am gonna have to start turning here. Because the converter's, I think, sitting behind. Going nowhere.
That's better.
This comes off. Okay. No, you can keep going.
Please.
I have to put on the old headlamp for now. Everything hooked up. I think I heard a beep. Now. It's wonderful when it actually turns back on. Now the only thing that concerns me, Mike, is the battery disconnect switch doesn't appear to be turning off when I hit the off switch. The disconnect's right there. So I have it in storage, but all the lights still turn on.
It's got to be a loose connection or blown fuse or something.
And we're gonna work on upgrading the battery to lithium, and we have to swap out the converter to do that as well. We have a new truck to tow it with, so we're gonna see if all the lights on the outside work when I plug her in. Lights are on, that's nice. Add new trailer. Trailer 1. Ruby. Conventional. Say travel trailer. Trailer profile crate for Ruby. This is a very tight, as Tuco Salamanca would say, tight door. Is it tilting backwards a little bit?
Straight as much as you can.
What's up?
Yeah, you can turn a little bit.
Back up, turn them to the left.
It's like you got like 1 inch on the left side.
Are you sure? We gotta be almost out.
You go like 2 more inches, it's gonna take the light off.
Well, we don't want to do that. But she's on the back, baby! We are in the process of upgrading the converter to this progressive dynamics. We have to take this off, and we'll turn off all those breakers. Gonna see what this looks like behind here.
There we go. So it's behind this, isn't it? Do you got an Allen?
Like I see. I mean, that's where the converter is supposed to be. Let me just rephrase that. What if we just take this whole thing out?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, this is better.
Nope. Because the converter's, I think, sitting behind this.
What I'm thinking is, in order to access it, I have a weird feeling that these are all gonna have to come off.
Really?
It's much smaller. You got more fuses in this one.
So it said if it doesn't have reverse battery thing, it needs to have reverse battery protection. But then screws, like the screws are in a different spot.
Has to be.
Like what if we just take, hold on. What if we
yeah, because I see the fan.
Hold on. Before we go nuts, take this out. Okay. Maybe the fuse panel just comes off.
That's lovely.
Okay.
You want to take a picture of this?
What are we undoing?
So we're going to take out this black.
Okay.
This is very different.
Because I don't even have a blue cord.
13.6.
Will that fit in there?
Oh, it'll fit in here, yeah.
Are you sure? It just fits.
Put that in here.
And I could just have
Don't try this at home. This is not to code. I am connecting this to this.
Okay.
That's enough room for air to move around.
Okay, that's what I'm
with
thinking
that open.
Too. Get that one out of the way because it's throwing you off.
I know.
Because you that's what you just hooked up. You hooked up the wrong one. Okay.
Oh, that feels so much better.
White,
Yep.
black, ground.
Yeah.
Hello.
You don't happen to have like a small piece of Velcro, do you?
Probably above the refrigerator. There's a step stool in the spare bedroom. You're gonna have to pull a bunch of stuff out, but I'm pretty sure there's.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, bye. That ain't going nowhere. Right? If you don't say it, you gotta speak it into existence.
Prime
Ready to go back
electrician.
in, right? This goes right there. This attaches to the front.
Right.
So get
we
it
gotta
in
get
there
these
first.
wires in this. And then these gotta come up.
That one came up above here.
So where's
No, this is the ground. They made an extender for the green one. They didn't have a green cable, so they put this on here. I promise you, that's the ground.
hot input? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Much better.
This is what's taken its spot.
That's how the order was? Both positives were here?
Recently.
Yeah, you did.
I did bring my Blue Eddy battery, so I can tell if it supplies power to charge. That's the only way I could think of to tell if wattage is going in.
Very good.
How much did you cut off, kid?
Does it matter? I don't think it matters.
I heard you say I don't think it matters. I figured I should come look. So I was wiring it.
Right.
I would do red and black on this side,
Yep.
red
And then
black
this
on
red
that
and black
side,
on this side.
and then just
bridge
It
them.
shouldn't, right?
no, because these are in parallel. As long as you have red on red and black on black, because the other way to wire these is you do
In series.
red to black, and then your positive is on one side, but that makes it 24 volts.
Right.
What'd you crimp it with?
Why do you got a better
Yes.
tool?
The copper lug,
Yeah.
and then you just whack
Hammer it. Just once, one good whack.
What is that little gizmo called?
Crimper.
Crimper.
Nice.
Thank you,
No,
sir.
heat shrink it.
So this is kind of like the moment of truth. So they need a longer cord.
These?
Yeah.
No, you gotta order them.
That's fine.
That's why it's because it's making it at an angle.
Yep. Now we're gonna plug this guy in to see if it works. Power on. Huh.
Oh wait, all the breakers are off.
All the breakers are off, so we're gonna turn those on. Putting out 275. I mean, if it wasn't accepting power, the thing it wouldn't accept power if it was hooked up.
It would say 0, I know it.
Do you want to just take a look at this to see?
Oh, take it off. Yeah.
Because the battery disconnect. Like when I picked it up, it made a much louder click. The battery disconnect does not work. The batteries, we're not quite done with that project yet. Kind of what we're waiting on now is 2 just longer cables that can connect the 2 separate batteries. So the cable we had was like 1 inch too short. So we had to get just a little bit longer cable. We'll have 200 amps total of lithium power. So far, so good with the converter. I will eventually put that new circuit board on there with the new fuses and the reverse battery protection. Today, we're doing some kind of door maintenance. So this is a 10-year-old camper. It's just I want it to feel smooth, and right now it doesn't. This is how the door closes right now. So if I close it from this distance, it's okay. It closes, but I still have to click it close, but I don't want to have to slam this door. At the end of the night, when we're coming in for the night, because this didn't line up perfectly, I had to pull on this pretty hard to get the door completely closed so I can engage the locks at night. It's already just a little bit loose. I got a few things that we're going to be installing today. First thing I'm going to be doing is replacing the striker bolt with this one. So you can see it's just a little bit smaller, so we're hoping that makes for a smoother door closing. This is going to install with some washers behind here. Behind this, there's really just a tiny little fastener which keeps this from coming off. Essentially, you're putting a washer or 2 behind this to just create more of an actual grab and less likely that this is going to pull off. And then again, this is preventative. Not that we've had it happen to us. These locks here, I guess, can move just a little bit for the door to not want to open. So I bought this little device here that's actually just going to attach somewhere around here, but essentially it just keeps this open. So I'm going to call this preventative medicine, and not being locked out of the camper is always going to be a wonderful thing, especially with a family of 5 and a dog. So, and not going to lie, this is a little low-key terrifying. Okay, that was easy. Just reinstall with the... It recommends using Loctite. I don't have Loctite on me, but seems pretty straightforward of a project. We're gonna see how this goes. Well, it did not appear to... So it still probably needs some micro tweaking, but it's like it's got to come down just a tiny little. Maybe I'll have them adjust that when we get it serviced this week and just say, can you... This comes off. Little plastic piece here is the only thing that's holding this handle on. That little plastic piece. One thing my strong suit is not making things level. Nice. And we're gonna say right there. Nice. Looks level enough to me. I basically am making new threads that are bigger for this screw to fit in here. So like I've never actually used one of these before, and then the rest seems pretty straightforward. So it just kind of screws in. I don't know how deep you have to go.
Turn it.
I think so.
You didn't do it yet?
No. But you're basically just making a bigger hole. How hard would you say that is to twist?
Not hard.
No, you can keep going.
Please. Truth.
This goes there. That goes there. So now it's the whole washer. And then do you have a straight blade? I just got to cut this tiny little piece right here. I just have to cut a little bit off of that and a little bit off of this rubber cap. You would go up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'll just
flop down. Now the moment of truth is, does the door actually still open? So this thing, dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so much better pulling on that. It's just so it can open, you know? Yeah, I do agree. Up.
That's some high quality
kitchen cabinetry. Another day. Some more equipment to fuss with. So we have this battery disconnect since our solenoid is not working and I don't want to drain my batteries. This is going to go here in some fashion. You know, I may end up needing to turn these batteries sideways. And the other thing that I'm going to be installing is going to be this Victron shunt. I think I'm just going to put like either some very high bond tape or like some Velcro right to the top of the battery. And battery minus is going to go right there. These are going to connect to that, and that should be that. All right, well, first things first. So we're gonna do battery minus. That's what we need. All the old Victron videos I was watching, they all had these cords kind of separate, but it looks like they kind of hardwired them in there now. Maybe too many of these little flimsy pieces kind of got broken. So this go here. It appears we're going to need some bigger lugs. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So we're not doing that. Wondering if with this, maybe we can at least do the battery disconnect. Nope. Can't do that today either. Alright, well that stinks. So we need lugs that size. And another project, not today because it's not warm enough yet, but gonna be switching out the Fantastic fan in the front for one of these Max Air fans because I want to be able to keep the fan running even when it's raining. And with the Fantastic fan, you can't do that because it has the automatic rain sensor. We're gonna be getting the 3-inch lift on this guy because I have a lot of anxiety about bumper scraping. As you can see, it's probably scraped a bumper here a time or two going into a gas station, and it's just going to give me a lot of peace of mind. And then we're going to put the bike receiver, once that's on, underneath this so that we can bring all the squad's bikes in one shebang. Okay, so update. We ended up going with a more heavy-duty battery disconnect switch, which we did have to mount on the outside of the box, but it is waterproof. So this is just going to be a lot more kind of rugged and durable than what we had there. And then, as far as the shunt goes, I still have to hard mount this, but everything appears to be kind of in order. Light is on. We'll turn it off. Off. Battery is off. Very nice. The only thing left I have to do is unscrew this. So I disconnected, I attached this power cable to the positive end there. We're gonna switch her on. No sparks one time. Okay, that is all powered on. We have power there. Okay. Oops. There. Okay. Very nice. State of charge, we're at 13 volts. History, keepest. Okay, cool. And I still have to charge these batteries fully to get everything set up, but we are in operational shape. In the next video, we're gonna talk about the truck,
The bikes.
the lift, the fan, a lot of little things. It may not all be in one video, but that's kind of what's on the docket to come. So thank you for being here, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.